Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be looking at calculating the waste area of material. Let's get started. Okay, so you've probably been driven here by the fact that exams are coming up soon, your mock exams or maybe even your actual exams in design and technology. And we're struggling or we're wanting to get a little bit better at calculating the waste area of material. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to go through the question and I'm going to pause at different parts throughout the question so that you guys at home can have a go. So, let's start off. The first thing we're going to do is read through the question. So, I can work out here that the waste is denoted by those hashed grey parts on the diagram. And I can also work out that here we have all the measurements that are currently set in millimeters. Now the question reads, calculate the total waste area from the kayak. Now this is really important because it says here total waste area. So I don't need to be worried about calculating the total area, I just need to know what the waste is. And we know that because we worked it out because it's this grey part on the illustration. It says give your answer in centimeters squared. So that's crucial. We're going to have to do that straight away. And to 2 decimal places. So it'll be looking like the answer will have 2 parts after the decimal point. Now, I find it very useful to highlight, underline, circle parts of the question. So I encourage you guys at home to do this when you get a mock exam as well. Right, so the first thing we have to do then is transfer all these measurements from millimeters into centimeters. So that's fairly straightforward here. I'm going to work left to right and I'm just going to wipe out the zeros, but oh, I can't do it here, so I have to put a decimal point in between. Same with the 2.5. I can take that off. I can take that off. I can't do it there, so I'll have to put a point there. So because there's no zero at the end, I'm going to have to put a point there, so it's 3.2 centimeters instead of 32 millimeters. And it goes for that one there, and the 50 we can convert into 5 centimeters. Okay, with that out of the way, the next stage is to calculate the area of this waste material. Now I'm going to start with what I would say is the easiest to work out, and that would be the rectangle. So I'm going to doodle my little rectangle there, and I'm going to do the base times the height. So for those of you that want to do this at home, I'll set it up for you. Okay, brilliant. Hopefully what you've done from there is you've worked out that we've got the base, which is from here to here, which in this case is going to be 12, and we're going to times that by this measurement, which if I follow it on like that, ends up being 3.2. So quite simply we have 12 times 3.2, which gives us 3.84 centimeters squared. Now I'm going to circle that because that's important and I'm going to need to come back to that later. So let's grab that and move it out of the way for now. The next one we're going to look at is going to be the triangle. So I'm going to put my little triangle in there and I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time it's half times the base times the height. I'll send it over so that you guys can go away and do it at home. Alright, now if at any point we go a little bit too quick for you, don't be afraid to pause the video so you guys could take a little bit more time if you need to. Practice will make perfect whilst going through these questions. Okay, so straight away I know that I've got to crunch 0.5 times something, the base of our triangle, which is this part here, which if we follow these lines across, we can spot is 2 times the height, which we know is 2.5. So 0.5 in the calculator times 2 times 2.5 equals, well, of course, 2.5 centimeters squared. Now some of you might be able to get that straight away because you're mathematically quite inclined. Others will struggle with this. So if you need to, fast forward to the next bit. Okay. Next part is our circle. Now remember that when we're doing the circle in DT, we're following this, which is our pi for the Design and Technology course, and we treat it as 3.142. Now our circle on here has a diameter of 3.2 centimeters. So let's get that down because this is going to get quite tricky soon. So the diameter is 3.2. I need to divide that because I want the radius, which is halfway between. So 3.2 divided by 2 is 1.6, and we need 3.142 times 1.6 times 1.6. Okay, did you get there? 3.142 times 1.6 times 1.6 gives us a crazy number. It's 8.04352 centimeters squared, and I'm going to circle that because we need that for the next part. Okay, so we should be able to remember from our last video, the tutorial video, that what we have to do now is add these three big numbers together to give us our final total waste area. Once you've done that, I'd expect you to then take that and turn it into 2 decimal places. I'm going to give you a moment now to have a go at that for yourselves at home, and then I'll join me back to go through the answers. Okay, so there are our answers. Let's grab all those. So I'm going to need a little bit more room. Let's move those over here so that they're out of the way for now. Right, so hopefully you've had a chance to add that up, and of course we end up with this crazy long number, which is 14.38352. And of course that is absolutely no good to us like that, because they want it there at 2 decimal places. So we're going to go 14.3. 8 is taller, so it's going to turn that into 3.9 centimeters squared. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the total waste area. Make sure you put your units of measure down, otherwise it could be 14.39 fish or 14.39 donuts. And there we have it, ladies and gents. Hopefully you scored a 5 out of 5 like we did here. Until the next time, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.